Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Channel.
From the world-famous Sugar Shack in Texas, USA, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Colin Weatherwax talks cars and kids. I don't think they're going to drive them. We'll find out about it.
Maybe.
We'll also have the upcoming events calendar. Mars reviews the 2024 Chevy Trax. I didn't even know they still made that thing.
Yep.
At the bottom of the hour, we talk with the managing editor at U.S. News and World Report about money to be saved at Labor Day sales events at dealerships. Plus, you'll hear the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike, out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. By the way, whether you're a baseball fan or not, we're all fans of kids. We love to see kids do well. Mm-hmm. We baby them. We nurture them. We, try to get them ready to go when they're 18 years old. Well, today...
And then we kick them out of the house and go live on your own.
Today at 2:30 this afternoon on ABC 13, Needville versus El Segundo for a bid to represent the nation in the Little League World Series.
Needville, Texas.
Yep.
Versus California.
Yep.
And the car community has helped the Needville baseball team because they've had a number of car shows supporting the Needville kids.
And the company
team.
I work with, Fast Signs in Rosenberg, they made banners and signage for the Needville Little League.
Cool.
Yeehaw.
Yep. So we got kids on the mind. So let's talk to Colin Weatherwax. He is the CEO of America Can. Cars for Kids.
There you go.
Colin, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, well, thanks for being with us today. So tell us, first of all, what is America Can Cars for Kids?
We are a nonprofit organization. We solicit donations in order to help kids build a better future. And so I know you guys are down in Houston. We have some schools down there that we support called the Houston Can Academies. They are high school dropout prevention and recovery schools, basically giving kids a second chance to get their high school diploma and possibly a certification. So that way, once they get that diploma, they have a path to a better life.
Interesting. Well, how do you pick certain schools or organizations, and what is it that you support them with?
Absolutely. So we accept vehicle donations. So once we receive the vehicle donation, we actually turn around and sell them in auction. It's funny because today we're actually having an auction right now up in DFW. So it's going on as we speak. But then we turn around and give those funds that we raised to our partners that we support. And who are those people? We support the Texans Can Academies. They are our primary benefactor, but we've also had some partnerships with the YMCA. And we're a nationwide organization. So we also partner with nonprofits outside the state. And the only thing that we are looking for is organizations that are providing care and giving opportunities for kids to build a better future. That's our mission, and that's what we do.
And are there any kind of rules in place as to what these organizations have to follow to be part of your group?
Absolutely. So we do grants. So we expect our benefactors or our beneficiaries to submit an application for what they're going to use the funds for. And any monies generated from that state or region, we then turn around and give to those kids that need it the most. And so they have to prove that, if they say they're going to do, for instance, a YMCA type grant that I can speak about, was a safety around water course. So drowning is the number two leading cause of death in infants in the nation. And so we supported a program with the YMCA that went to help these kids learn how to swim. It's a very important life skill that we all need. And so, whenever we look at, supporting organizations, supporting programs, that's what we're looking for.
How old are these kids?
Kids can range from infantry up until 21 years old. With the Texans Can Academies, these are high school dropouts, so they're getting that second chance at their high school diploma. And just because they dropped out of high school doesn't necessarily mean they're bad kids. We have a few examples where, kids dropped out of school so that way they could take care of their family. And they get that second chance to go back to school and get that high school diploma and possibly get OSHA certified or Microsoft Office certified so that way they have a path to a better life outside of school.
Do you have people out in the field that vet these cars? How do you get somebody says, okay, I want to donate a car. I got a 1986 Rambler, for an example. There isn't such a thing, but you get my point. An 86 Rambler, and I want to donate it. It barely runs. Who is somebody coming out to pick it up? Who's going to say, okay, here we've got a car, an 86 Rambler. What do you do with it? How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we pick up vehicles in any condition, running or not. It's funny you bring up an 86 Rambler. So for a couple of examples, today we're selling a 2017 Ford Escape that was donated to us. It's got a bad transmission. And then right now we're selling a 1972 Triumph. So we see pretty much anything and everything from all walks of life, right? We send our tow service out to pick up the vehicle. We work with the donors as far as title paperwork goes to try and make sure that, if they can't find the title, we're gonna help them. We're trying to remove hassles from donors so that way they can get that vehicle off their property and they can move on with their life and know that vehicle donation is going to help support kids in their local community.
Do you ever find a vehicle that you say, "Ooh, I want that one," and bid on it yourself?
Myself, not yet, but we do see just about everything. Like I said, we have that Ford Escape, we have the Triumph, we've seen Bentleys, Rolls Royces, trucks.
I'm on your site right now, and there's a 2005 Hummer H2 with and its current bid's $1,800. That's a good bid on that, and some of this is marked dealer only, and the Dallas car auction. Same location that the TV show Dallas Car Sharks is filmed at?
No, not the same location.
Okay.
Not the same location. We're completely separate. But as you mentioned, there are some dealer-only vehicles. We've had some hiccups with the DMV and with the state of Texas where we've actually had to, submit a House bill to try and get the ability to sell to the public again. As you know, in Texas, theft and fraud in the temporary license plate sector is a big problem. And so one of the things that was an unintended consequence was it limited our ability to sell to the public. So right now we are dealing with some dealer-only vehicles, but we're working with the state of Texas and the DMV to try and get that wrapped up so we can raise more money for kids.
Interesting.
Yeah, you got a great selection of cars. A 2004 Mercedes SL 500. There's a very good, and some motorcycles and boats.
Yeah, but you can't buy them. Only a dealer can buy them.
No, some of these are not dealer only. Some are, but not all are. So some are open, but you just have to register to bid.
There's a mixture.
Right.
Interesting.
Well, even you could get a dealer's license for auction, Conrad. You could do that. You just got to apply for it.
It's a few $100.
So if I bid on one of these, let's say I bid on the Triumph, would it be up to me to go to wherever that car is located to get it?
Yes, so the paperwork does have to be done in person. And like I said, we're in the Dallas area. We do actually have some dealers and individuals that bid weekly from the Houston area. So it's not uncommon to see people on our site from out of state or out of city and find something they like, make a trip down over the weekend and come in, do their paperwork on Monday and take that car back with them. So,
Colin, what is your website?
Website is carsforkids.org.
Mike just found the in-wheel time machine, the new one.
Yeah, our new mobile studio. It's a 1999 Holiday Rambler motorhome.
Green.
Current bid is $200. I imagine it's going to go up from there, but that could be our
202, 205.
our mobile studio.
Yeah, we could probably go 210 on that one.
And we could park it here in Don's
Oh,
driveway.
hell no.
Yeah.
We could tow the vet behind it. That'd be great.
Hell no. What year?
Anything and everything for everyone.
What year is it?
A 1999 holiday. Well, you said Rambler, so it's a Holiday Rambler.
Holiday Rambler, yeah.
Yeah, I got one thing to say about that. Run, Forrest.
Yeah, no, I mean a wide variety of stuff.
Good mixture.
And some of it you can see is collision damage. Some of it you can see is
just age.
unmanaged. The car is kind of old and funky,
Few
but
whiskey dents.
some
Well,
pretty good,
it was
some pretty
given
good stuff in
to you,
here.
so somebody's giving it away. So it's not going to be prime cherry material.
Well,
here
not
to begin with.
necessarily, because he said that he's got some prime material.
Yeah, Rolls Royce.
I would
Bentley,
imagine
all
that you probably get stuff from widows that they want to sell their husband's car and want to.
Here's another '92 Mercedes-Benz 500 SL black.
You need to get off
That's a
the
good-looking car.
Mercedes-Benz
Yeah,
bandwagon.
but that looks good.
Yeah. Well, Colin, it's great to talk to you. We wish you the best of luck. Cars for kids, and get online and go for it.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And I'll just end it with, remember, right off the car, not the kid.
There you go.
There you
Thank
go.
you very much. And by the way, the baseball game for the Southwest Little League World Series today, 2:30 in the afternoon. I know that you're going to be pulling for them.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll hold you to that. Colin Weatherwax.
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. All right, time now for the events calendar, and Conrad has that. Did I?
I think
Caught
you
him
said
off
And
guard.
again, this is back to where I started.
Stunned
The
him.
Mustang Club of Houston on October 7th.
That's a cruise.
No,
gonna
you
have-
started it, but I didn't.
I know. Is the fall open car show at Planet Ford in spring. October 14th is where all of these wreckers are going to show up at the All British Car
right,
Show
all right, all
at the
right.
Butler House in Spring, Texas.
The wreckers that are on their way out.
Yeah. In Gosling Road. Hey, this Triumph could be there, but it's going to have to show up on the back of a wrecker. October 20th, the 38th annual Wood Creek Car, Truck, and Bike Show at Wood Creek Park in Cold Spring. Also, August 12th, excuse me, that's last week. September 23rd, Lone Star Drift Round 5 at the Houston Police Academy. October 21st, Lone Star Drift Round 10, again at the Houston Police Academy. The
Go
North
burn up some tires.
Bring your Miata out. The Northside Mustang Club is having their fall open car show November 4th, and this show will be at the Bull Salas Park in New Caney, Texas. And then finally, October 28th, Octurbo Fest.
Well, wait just a minute. You have missed one of the most important ones of all.
Coming up next week.
Next week.
No, well, there's that. That's a cruise in. No, Autorama. That's Thanksgiving weekend.
It's always Thanksgiving
I know,
weekend.
but you're into November. Why aren't you mentioning that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Autorama. We're going to be there. Don will have hero cards to sign.
You know, the research that's done on the
Minimally.
events calendar is questionable. But I'm just saying.
Okay.
No, I don't want to do. No, it's your job. I got enough
I didn't
to do.
go into November.
I'm trying. Huh?
I didn't go. I went into late October.
Okay.
But
2024.
Yeah, this year. All right. Let's get on with it. Mr. Mars, you need to get off the phone, Mr. Distracted Driving.
Well, I'm
And-
double checking some facts.
Okay, well, shall we pause the show for that?
Nah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the new car review of the Chevy Trax.
The 2024 Chevrolet Trax active trim level. Now, you mentioned earlier that you didn't know that they still made it. That's because they quit making this. They quit selling it in 2022, and now they've brought it back. So this is actually the second generation of this vehicle, even though technically it's all new for 2024. They kind of did the same thing with the Colorado truck. Remember, they kind of...
When I think of the Chevy Trax, I always think of the Samurai, the Samurai.
Yeah. Suzuki.
Right,
Suzuki
the little
Samurai.
Suzuki Samurai.
The
yeah,
Samurai, because it
Yeah.
was that size.
Yeah, well, it's bigger than that now.
Kylie sat on this at the auto show and wants this. See, that was the one that we took pictures of.
Yeah, several people looked at this and really liked
Buy it for it.
So
Jeff.
it actually comes, the Trax, we had the active. It actually comes in 5 trim levels, LS, 1RS, LT, 2RS, and then the active is the top trim level. All of them are front-wheel drive, no all-wheel drive available for this compact SUV. It's rated for 5 passengers. I would say if you're going to put 5 people in there, you best all be close friends. Otherwise, 4 people, 2 adults in the rear seat is pretty comfortable. There's shoulder room and stuff. I packed a couple of teenagers in there, and
That's where you got the COVID.
yeah. So again, it's all redesigned for 2024 because it is a reissue, if you will, and it's actually 11 inches longer than it was whenever they
course
quit
it
making
is.
it in 2022. You're going to find LED lighting all the way around. This particular model trim level has the black emblems, black body side moldings, side mirror caps on it. It's got a rear spoiler. It's got a sunroof. Got 18-inch gloss black wheels that look really pretty good on it. Now, if you get to the interior, it has what they call Evotex seating material, and this is a synthetic material. Is what's best definition I could find. Front bucket seats are heated. The rear seats are 60/40 folding.
Got some naugahyde in it.
Naugahyde, and there is no third row, fortunately. It does have an 8-inch driver info screen, so that's where your driver is going to get all the gauge package information type thing. There's an 11-inch diagonal center stack. Now, these two work together. Some of the controls that you want to change in your driver screen for the driver configuration, you actually have to go to the other screen to do that. I thought that was kind of weird, but it works. So all your convenience controls, your nav, your backup camera is all over here in this larger screen.
Did you like the screen thing or no?
It worked. And then there's a lot of buttons are missing in my opinion. You have to do a lot of stuff on that screen. And once I figured out that that's where the controls were, it was actually easier than trying to do it on controls on the steering wheel or little buttons someplace on the dash. And so it was actually easy once you got used to it, but it's just very unusual to have to go to the center stack screen to handle the driver's screen. Has wireless charging, got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff. It does have quite a bit of room in it, 25.6 cubic feet. You know, it's hard to say, but it does have a cargo cover to keep things out of sight, out of mind. And it has some underfloor storage under there, which helps where you can put more things in it. Now, again, all the trim levels are the same mechanically. They all have a 1.2-liter inline 3-cylinder with a turbo. That's the only way you can get anything in the tracks, no matter the trim level. 137 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque, backed by a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, the EPA says you should be looking for 28 in the city, 32 on the highway, combined 30. Now, I drove this vehicle 328.4 miles. Really like driving it around for a lot of reasons. The steering was very responsive. It's lightweight. It only weighs 3,000 pounds. And it's pretty easy to maneuver. So it was really kind of fun to drive, particularly around town. So I got 27 miles to the gallon combined across that 328.4 miles. Now, base model price for this vehicle, $20,400 to get into it. Base trim price for the vehicle we were driving is $23,900. As tested, the MSRP is $26,935. Now, this is the top trim level for this vehicle. Now, to compare that to something else in that segment, the Nissan Kicks hasn't got 24 pricing yet, so their 23 starts at $23,950. The Mazda CX-30, again, no 24 pricing yet. It's at 2023, starts at $22,950. But the 2024 Kia Seltos starts at $24,000, and the Kia Soul starts at $19,900. So they're all in that size segment. They're all in that price range. Some of them got a little more horsepower.
These are all entry-level cars. There's nothing wrong with that. They don't need to have a third row. Mm-mm. It's a little bit tight in the back, but it's an entry-level car.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, and that's why one of my daughters was looking at it. She's got 2 teenage girls at home, and so it's plenty big for the 3 of them. You know, even if they want to go off for the weekend, there's plenty of room to put stuff in it, and it's a reasonably priced car for a single mom. So again, it's entry-level. And it's got enough technology on it to make it work.
Thank you. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. Our address here is info@inwheeltime.com.
That's it.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook if you would, please. Also, I'm
waiting.
Well, are you ready for Hemmings
I'm
Marketplace?
waiting. That's what I'm waiting. I saw you pull it out.
Hemmings Marketplace.
Yes.
Okay. I have something here that drew my attention. It's Jeff Zekin's name written all over this.
Boy, so I'm waiting.
It is a 1941 Cadillac 62D. This looks like it should have a movie star driving it.
That's why it's mine.
It's sold for $72,975. Here, put that. That's your new pinup.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
It's your pinup
That's
this week.
gorgeous.
Okay.
Wow. Like an old
Here's another one. This won't fit in the garage, though. A 1968 Cadillac DeVille. This is on the Hemmings auction site.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's sold this week for $26,355. It is a convertible, a baby blue convertible.
Elvis.
Cadillac DeVille. This is Jeff.
My dad had one with the big bumpers, and there would be marks in the wall, and when you kind of get too close, a little dent. And then I saw one on the internet the other day where the guy actually cut out the wall so he could park his car.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Blazers, old square body Blazers back from, 1970 something. 1984 Chevy Blazer that looked like $42,000 for this stupid Blazer. You kidding?
That's way too much.
Yeah, but the 72, I believe the whole back half of it comes off.
Yeah, all it had was a windshield.
This is a 1984 Blazer.
No,
1984.
That would have been a cab over.
It's whatever.
But still, that generation of truck is demanding insane
Very popular.
money.
Yeah.
Here you go. 1969 Ford Mustang Cobra. What is your guess that went for?
Ford Mustang. Is it in good shape? I mean, does it look good?
Well, it looks that way.
Say it's
1969 Ford Mustang Cobra.
70,000.
32.
Nah, I'm going to say 59.9.
84,000.
Whoa!
84,000. Did
I'm
you
only
hear
going to
me?
give you 32 for it.
Yeah.
It's all I've got in my pocket,
There you
right?
go. And I don't know whether it's got a motor in it. Looks like it
Well,
does. The
see there?
1955 Chevy Bel Air sold for
17.
28.
Does it look like stock looking in the picture?
no,
No, modified. I would say 28. Yeah.
$4,900.
It's a steal.
Okay, it's a roller.
Well, and here's one that looks really good. It's not stock, but it looks really good. 1967 Chevy Camaro. What would be your guess? That's the first year of the Chevy Camaro. 1967.
60,000.
15.
Doesn't say SS, RS, or
15
anything.
grand.
It says something, but I can't read it. But that's
Well,
beside the point.
I would go with 18 to 20.
15.
I'm thinking 6-cylinder.
60.
It's probably a V8, and it went for $26,775.
Well, it wasn't a Z28.
I'm only
That's-
It
giving
might
you
be
15.
rusted all the way through at the bottom end of it. I don't
care
know.
what you want. I've got 15.
Well, you ain't getting it.
No.
A
He's looking to buy one for his granddaughter.
1965 Ford Mustang.
Oh, them
No,
things,
they're
them
done.
things
That's
have
all
got,
I'd say 15.
they've
7
got
grand.
stupid. I'm going to say 25.
7 grand.
18. This is for you, Conrad, and you would look good driving
It's
this.
an Oldsmobile.
A 1953 Oldsmobile Rocket 98.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Boat. That's
Well,
a
you talk
boat.
about a serious boat.
They got boat numbers on the side of it.
$6 grand.
19,950. 20 grand.
It's in good shape.
Yeah, it looks like it.
For that kind of money,
Big
yeah.
wide whites on it and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's all.
Put an LS in it,
See if
tub
I-
it out.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You-
no.
Now
Here-
you're talking.
Here's Mars' car. It's for you, Mikey.
Uh-oh.
A 1960 Ford. That's all it says. It looks like a Falcon.
Or Fairlane or something.
No,
Those
it's
were
not a
pretty-
Fairlane.
3,000.
They didn't make a Falcon in 60.
Okay. Well, it's something. They don't have it on here, but it sold for $13,000.
Pass
and
it
it's
down.
brown.
Got to be a Fairlane or
Oh, it's-
something.
No, it's not a Fairlane.
Send that over here.
That's the Brown Water Deluxe.
That is the Brown Water Deluxe.
Oh, that is pure Falcon.
Well, it ain't a 60 because they didn't make it in 60, I
It
don't
said
believe.
64.
Well, it says 60. It's all I'm going with.
Yeah, that is pure Falcon.
Oh,
They would know what they would know what it is at the paint house.
Look at the front end on it. That's an import. I'll bet you. I'll bet you that's Canadian.
Whatever.
Eh?
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 I ran across this story this week that I had to share with you. This is from Dragzine magazine, dragzine.com. Okay. It's drag racing.
Oh, okay.
Not that kind of drag. That's the one that
Conrad.
you'd be interested in.
You and the red pumps.
No. Okay. The aptly named street legal dragway located next to the Paris Auto Speedway Dirt Oval and on the grounds of the Southern California Fairgrounds in Riverside County features a shortened 330-foot drag strip dedicated specifically to streetcars and enthusiasts looking for a venue to safely conduct acceleration contests. Very basic track represents a lower cost entry to providing a dragway to get people off the street. Less land, infrastructure, and material and labor cost. Yet, other than the short distance, which purists will rightfully argue against, it's perfectly suited to the problem that exists in SoCal. Now, this is written by Andrew Wolf, and he's clearly out there in California.
And what was the name of the track?
The track name is Paris Auto Speedway, Perris. Okay? The facility, this size and format, isn't for the hardcore among us. But imagine, if you will, the increased likelihood of new tracks to be built around the country if the barrier to entry is lower, be it shorter, smaller, less technical, or what have you. The World Dragging Alliance, WDRA, the sanctioning body, Drag Racing Alliance that they formed, a new sanctioning group within the sport, saw an opportunity to address the illegal street racing issue head-on, partnering with this project. Morocco, the driving force behind Street Legal Dragway, added, "This idea has been years in the making. We are thrilled to receive support from the state of California and the Riverside County Sheriff to bring our vision to life."
It's East LA.
Mm-hmm. Here is the picture of it. There's nothing fancy. There's no lights. It's got walls on either side of it. But think of this, 330 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A quarter-mile drag strip is 1320.
Right.
Okay?
It's a half an eighth. It's a 16th of a mile.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Morris. You're trying to say something.
Yes, I am. It needs a street light, red, yellow, green, and call it Red Light Raceway. I mean, 330 feet, that's just like racing off of a red light.
You know, when I think of red lights, I think of a red light district. That's what comes to my mind. So I don't think that would quite fly.
I'm not as old as you are.
When he was looking at drag
You're
scene.
not as old as I am. Give me a break.
I'm not.
Well,
Nobody
don't you think maybe because of insurance also?
Drivers are required to have a valid driver's license, and at least initially, trailers will not be allowed. You
No, man, that's strictly take your street race and put it over there.
I think it's a great idea.
I do too.
And go for it.
Well,
Hey, it's not too far from Beaumont, California.
There's probably insurance reasons for that. There's probably safety reasons. You don't need a safety safari. Maybe that's all part of it as well, and then the rules. You never know.
Yeah, but if you're still talking about 9 and 10-second street cars that could show up out there because you could drive them out there literally.
Then we get out of first gear.
The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com, and 30-minute podcasts are at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. Invite you to listen. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Loopy Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Loopy Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Loopy Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Loopy Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Loopy's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Loopy Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Loopy Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise Inn, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music.